battle has laying around. The first thing I had to do was the Sim Dragon, since there's a certain action that affects the other mode we need to complete. Sim Dragon, if you haven't gotten a clue from the name, is sort of an adventure sim where you can choose to do things like explore, train, rest, and all that good stuff. I personally never understood games like this, they just aren't my thing, but honestly, I could see someone loving a mode like this a lot. It puts a cool little twist on something DBZ and gives you a ton of things to choose from, and different ways to tackle the whole mode, so I commend a mode like this a ton. For now, the most important thing is to explore, since encountering Bulma and giving her points will fill out our page on the Mission 100 mode. This takes a good while, especially finishing the whole thing, since you fight different tough enemies after getting different effects from the sim itself. It's pretty funny because I would do the same as normal or good as possible, but in the end I'd come out with all my health gone and my character barely standing on its 2 feet, but hey, I'm up for a challenge. After we beat the sim, we get all the pages we need for Mission 100, which by the way took multiple sims, so it wasn't after the first completion. Mission 100 is exactly what you think it is. It's a total of 100 fights organized into 20 pages with 5 fights per pages. With this one there are multiple fighters for most of them, but I think by the end of it, it usually just puts you up against a super tough enemy by himself, but by the end you'd wish for a multiple instead. I do have to say the absolutely only way I could win any of this fight was using Cell or Majin Vegeta, as their super attacks take a lot less to charge and do a shit ton of damage, but even then I'd still get thrashed. That's really all I could suggest, but of course it'll vary for whatever you choose to fight with, so I'd say go with what you want honestly, but some good comes out of beating all this. After a brutal 100 fights, we earn ourselves another item called Quick Charge, which we stuff in our pockets and walk away limping. For the final base game mode, we have Survival, which we got by completing Mission 100 levels over time. Now, I only had to do 3 of them, so in terms of quantity, there isn't much, but it took me over 2 hours to finish all of them, so yeah, that'll show you how long they can run. I just did what I always do, use Cell and spam attacks as fast as I can before getting hit and screamed like a kid. I don't even think we get an item from this, and it's purely optional, so keep that in mind, but like I said in the beginning, beating everything is just something I want to do, but either way, in the case I did get something but missed it, it's another thing down. So, I have everything done, right? Well, not exactly, since the extra gameplay that I was gassing up comes into play finally, since there's one thing I didn't mention: Disc Fusion. With all those game modes, we can get 2 more of them by using the Disc Fusion, as selecting whatever game we want to import, it'll prompt us to put in the Tenkaichi 2 or 1 disc, and loads up the game modes for both of those games. That's something I've yet to see any game do, so I was genuinely surprised that something like this was possible, and honestly I would love to see more games do something like this, just add in more things to do, you know? It honestly feels like DLC for something so old at this point, and the whole time I was doing this I had my mouth just